Assalamu alaikum and welcome to all of you to Lang Lounge, the only platform where you would collide with a plethora of topics like grammar, literature, functional English or functional grammar. So today's topic for you is about the Renaissance and Elizabethan period of English literature. In the last topic, if you remember, I had touched upon some important things of the Elizabethan era. Today, I'll be talking about Renaissance and how it got, influenced and how it influenced the Elizabethan era. So, the Renaissance and Elizabethan periods of English literature are two distinct but closely related periods that played a pivotal role in shaping the course of English literary history. These periods were marked by significant cultural, social, and political changes, and they produced some of the most celebrated works of English literature. So here is an introduction to both periods. The Renaissance, which means rebirth, in French, it's a French word, which means rebirth, which means revival, was a cultural movement that began in Italy in the 14th century and generally spread across Europe. In England, the Renaissance is often considered to have occurred from the late 15th century to the early 17th century. This period was characterized by a revival of interest in classical learning and a shift towards humanism, which emphasized the value of individual human potential and creativity. When we touch upon the key features of the Renaissance period in English literature, Renaissance scholars and writers looked to ancient Greek and Roman texts for inspiration, resulting in a resurgence of classical themes, forms, and ideas. Humanism stressed the importance of education, individualism, and the study of humanities such as literature, history, and philosophy. The poetry of the period saw the emergence of the sonnet form, notably popularized by poets like William Shakespeare and Edmund Spenser. Renaissance drama, especially the works of Shakespeare, Marlowe, and Ben Jonson, flourished during this time. The Renaissance coincided with the age of exploration, and the literature from this period often reflects the excitement and curiosity about new discoveries and foreign lands. The Elizabethan era is a subset of the Renaissance that corresponds to the reign of Queen Elizabeth I of England. This period is often considered the high point of English literature and culture, and is known for its prolific output of literature, especially in the field of drama. Now let's talk about key features of the Elizabethan period in English literature. The Elizabethan era is renowned for its theatre and dramatic works. William Shakespeare, the most famous playwright of all time, produced many of his iconic plays during this period, including Hamlet, Macbeth, and Romeo and Juliet. Poets like Edmund Spenser, the Fairy Queen, one of his poems, in fact one of his admirable poems, and Christopher Marlowe, who's famous for Dr. Faustus, made significant contributions to Elizabethan poetry. The sonnet sequence were popular during this period, with Shakespeare's 154 being a notable example. These sonnets explode themes of love, beauty, and the passage of time. The literature of Elizabethan period often celebrated England's growing sense of nationalism and its maritime achievements, including the voyages of explorers like Sir Walter Raleigh and Sir Francis Drake. In summary, the Renaissance and Elizabethan period of English literature were characterized by a resurgence of classical influence, a focus on humanism, and a flourishing of poetry and drama. These periods produce some of the most enduring and influential works in the English language, making them essential to the study of literature and cultural history. The Renaissance in English literature produced a wealth of talented and influential literary figures. These writers played a pivotal role in shaping the course of English literature and are celebrated for their contribution to poetry, drama, and prose. Here are some key literary figures of the English Renaissance. The first one is William Shakespeare, often regarded as the greatest playwright and poet in English language. Shakespeare wrote numerous iconic plays like Hamlet, Romeo and Juliet, and Macbeth. His sonnets are also highly regarded during this period. The second most influential playwright and poet is, of course, Christopher Marlowe, whose work include Dr. Faustus and Tamerlane. He is known for his powerful blank verse. So he is, in other words, the creator of mighty lines or blank verse. Johnson was a prominent playwright and poet. His plays like Volpone and The Alchemist are known for their sharp wit and satire. He also wrote lyrical poetry. Spenser is best known for his epic poem, The Faerie Queene, which is an allegorical work celebrating the reign of Queen Elizabeth I and explores themes of virtue and chivalry. John Milton, although he is often associated with the later period of English literature, Milton's epic poem, Paradise Lost, is a Renaissance masterpiece that explores the biblical story of the fall of man. Thomas More, he is also famous and known for his masterpiece, Utopia, is a pioneering work of speculative fiction and political philosophy, exploring the concept of an ideal society. And in this very list, Sir Philip Sidney is also one of the prominent and notable prose writer. Sidney's Astrophils and Stella is a notable sonnet sequence, and his prose work, An Apology for Poetry, defended the value of poetry and literature. John Donne is known for his metaphysical poetry, which combines complex intellectual ideas with emotional depth. His poems like The Flea and A Valediction, Forbidden Mourning are renowned. George Chapman is famous for his translation of Homer's Iliad and Odyssey, which are considered among the finest translations in English literary history. Thomas White and Henry Howard, Earl of Surrey, these poets introduced the sonnet form to English literature and laid the groundwork for later poets like Shakespeare and their use of English sonnets. These literary figures, among others, contributed significantly to the development of English literature during the Renaissance. They explored themes of love, power, human nature, and human condition, leaving a lasting legacy that continues to influence literature and culture to this day. This was all for today's topic. Inshallah, with a new topic, I'll be up very soon, which would be connected to the same bibliography. And those who have recently joined us and haven't subscribed us yet, they are requested to subscribe, and they are also requested to share this channel with their loved ones so that we could grow this family. With these words, I beg leave, and inshallah I'll be up very soon. Take best care of your health. Allah Hafiz.